So, you gonna come in?
Yes, I am.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're counting down our picks for movies that would be pure perfection if it weren't for one bad scene. Some of these notorious scenes contain spoilers.
He looks beautiful. You can look good. You'll make a good impression for once in your life.
Would you go out with me? Not with ruffles.
Number 10. Tarantinos Cameo, Django Unchained. Everyone from Jamie Foxx to Christoph Waltz delivered on their roles in Django Unchained, helping create a group of complex characters.
What you said was that this is my world. And in my world, you gotta get dirty.
However, one actor stuck out like a sore thumb, the director himself. Tarantino has had cameos in his own projects before, and some of them have been genuinely funny additions. This one was not. He portrayed an Australian slave owner.
Nice thing about this fortune is, it ain't illegal. You can't steal it. You got to earn it, white boy.
You got something to say, mate. You say it.
While his poor accent could have scraped by, the fact that his scene partner was a well-known Aussie actor only highlighted his subpar attempt.
You're a funny bugger.
Despite being on screen for a short amount of time, he still found a way to distract from the main story.
A little dynamite for you black ones to play with.
His appearance was the one dark spot in an otherwise fantastic film. Number 9. The Earth Moving Backwards, Superman. Although it isn't as flashy as modern-day comic book flicks, Superman still holds up as a charming piece of the hero's lore. Superman popularized the hero in movie form.
Easy, miss. I've got you.
You've got me! Who's got you? I can't believe it. I just cannot believe it. He got her.
His characterization and some of the special effects are still viewed fondly. There's only one blip, and it just so happens to be the emotional climax. After the death of his love interest, Lois Lane, Superman becomes distraught. So much so that he decides the most logical course of action is to fly around the Earth until its rotational pull reverses, essentially turning back time. It was a bizarre solution that even fans couldn't defend. While disbelief is usually suspended for films like this, some things just can't be ignored.
I'm almost killed and I topped the whole thing off. This stupid car runs out of gas.
Well, sorry about that, Lois. But I've been kind of busy for a while.
Number 8. Tony Finds Out, Westside Story. It always hurts when a classic scene is done so dirty. The 2021 remake of Westside Story did a lot of things right. The cast was talented, the story was similar to the original stage show, and it had plenty of charm.
Like running, dancing for joy, for I love my every wonderful boy.
One instance is intended to be moving, when Tony is told that his love has been murdered. In most versions, his reaction is passionate, but still authentic.
Read it, Doc.
Ansel Elgort missed the mark and instead delivered a melodramatic moment that overshadowed the lie he was being told. It was hard to take seriously, especially as he acted alongside the legendary Rita Moreno.
He killed her. She's dead.
It put a damper on the sequence and made it hard to feel sympathetic during Tony's tragic end shortly afterward. Number 7. Allisons Makeover, The Breakfast Club. For art that was so subversive at handling stereotypes, it still couldn't quite stick the landing. Most of the group was fleshed out, and the acting helped further their development. Allison, or the basket case, had an eccentric style that accentuated her quirky personality.
You want to know what I did to get in here? Nothing. I didn't have anything better to do.
That changed when Claire gave her a makeover, which seemed to affect more than her physical appearance. It led to her ending up with Andrew, which added insult to injury.
Just so different. I can see your face.
Is that good or bad?
It was a disappointing end to her arc, playing into harmful and reductive tropes. What makes things worse is that the actress, Ali Sheedy herself, didn't want this, and tried to convince Hughes to go down another route.
Tell me your troubles and doubts, giving me everything inside and out.
That unfortunately didn't happen, leaving us with her regressive ending. Number 6. Talia al Ghul's Death, The Dark Knight Rises. Christopher Nolan's Batman trilogy stood out amongst other comic book flicks for all the right reasons.
So you came back to die with your city?
I came back to stop you.
Its writing, tone, and acting were all perfect throughout all three, and they're still regarded today as some of the best in the genre. However, that doesn't mean they're completely flawless. One part in the final installment took people out of the experience.
Release your innocent people.
Innocent is a strong word to throw around Gotham, Bruce. I honor my father by finishing his work.
The demise of Talia could have been a dramatic moment. Instead, her end happened so abruptly that it's hard to tell she even died in the first place. It being such a small movement only added to the anticlimactic energy.
There's no way this bomb will be stopped.
Considering how thoughtful every other death in the series had been, this one felt as though it was an afterthought. Number 5. Flying Car. Grease. Ending your feature on a fever dream is certainly an interesting choice. While some parts of this musical are unapologetically silly, it remains grounded in reality for the most part.
We go together like Rama, ding-a-ding-a-dong. Remember forever as shoo-bop-shoo-wada-wada-yickety-boom-boom.
They don't act too unrealistically and have natural reactions to tough emotions. It threw all of that out the window with the final moments, where Sandy and Danny drove off in greased lightning, only for it to take off into the air.
A boogie, 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 shoo-ba-doo-wop-shoo-bop. Chang, chang, chang-a-chang-shoo-bop. We'll always be like one.
They wave goodbye to each other as well, so it's implied that it actually happened. If there had been other campy imagery like this throughout, then it may not have stuck out so much, but with it being the way it was, it left the entire musical on an insane note. Number 4. The Final Joke. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Kingsman: The Secret Service was a satirical take on spy flicks and poked fun at countless cliches. While it made fun of those tropes, it still held the original Bond series reverently, which helped it walk a fine line.
With some absurd and convoluted way to kill you, and you'll find an equally convoluted way to escape.
Sounds good to me.
Well, this ain't that kind of movie.
It nearly stuck the landing, until the very end. But while they had no problem calling out various motifs in the genre, they did keep one: someone being rewarded with sex.
Aren't you that princess that went missing?
You can't get me out.
Well, if I do, will you give me a kiss? I've always wanted to kiss a princess.
If you get me out right now, I'll give you more than just a kiss.
The joke went on for so long with little payoff, and they even exposed the actress on camera. It was a lazy and shocking ending to an otherwise refreshing movie, and it left a sour taste in the mouths of many viewers. Number 3. Tuxedo Shopping. Carrie. Everyone knows the best addition to any horror is a several-minute-long sequence of bit characters doing random things. Carrie was fairly intimidating, with a frightening and electric ending that's still remembered.
It's all right. I'm here.
There's a section that's even scarier than that, the Tuxedo Shopping segment. It primarily focused on 3 guys shopping for prom, while Carrie tested makeup. The accompanying music only made it feel more like it had been taken from a totally different movie. Things went from bad to just plain weird when the scene suddenly sped up, pitching up their voices. It was an odd decision that made no sense, and it completely interrupted the tension occurring in the main storyline.
I don't look right in a tuxedo.
How do you know? You ever put on a tuxedo?
I don't have a tuxedo body.
Ruffles, Steve, so you always gotta make a joke, right? No, I just don't like ruffles.
I know, they have tuxedos here for you.
Number 2. Kimball's Jump. The Fugitive.
I didn't kill my wife! I don't care!
This had the potential to be intense, and ended up being hysterical instead. In a nerve-wracking moment, the protagonist makes the call to jump off a dam. It was a dire choice that was made in sheer desperation, and for a moment, it made a solid impact.
Hands up! Over the head! Turn around! Richard, do you want to get shot?
Unfortunately, the rest of the shot was unexpectedly comical. They kept the camera on his falling body the entire time, making it painfully obvious that it was a dummy. It was uncharacteristically still, and the legs moved in an inhuman fashion. Obviously, they couldn't have Ford or his stunt double actually dive, but they could have at least cut to him at the bottom.
What happened? Where'd he go? I did a Peter Pan right here off of this dam, right here. What? Yeah, boom!
Instead, the audience was treated to a ludicrous shot in a mostly great film. Before we unveil our top pick, here are a few honorable mentions. Brand's love speech, Interstellar. Her monologue felt out of place during the mission.
Love isn't something we invented. It's observable, powerful. It has to mean something.
Mid-credit scene, Vice. They insulted people who may have disagreed, ending on a pretentious note.
Something's been bothering me this whole movie, and I just figured it out. The whole thing's liberal. It's got a liberal bias.
Steve and Sharon's kiss, Captain America: Civil War. Captain America kissing his deceased love interest's niece shocked fans worldwide.
That was
late.
damn right.
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1. Fake Baby, American Sniper. It doesn't get much more hilarious than this. The movie's subject matter is handled seriously, and for obvious reasons. It follows a veteran and his struggles with PTSD. For the most part, it does a good job of this. Bradley Cooper's performance was truly stellar.
Baby?
Baby, I can't hear you. Hello?
I'm ready to come home.
For as realistic as it was, there's one thing they couldn't nail, and it immediately took center stage. The prop baby probably could have gone unnoticed, but it was in frame for so long that it was impossible to ignore.
You're my husband. You're the father of my children, but they're the ones that pull you back.
It's so obviously fake that it almost felt like a deliberate choice rather than a mistake. It was immediately called out by viewers and dragged. It's become one of the most memorable aspects, for all the wrong reasons.
It's true.
Do any of your favorite movies have a ridiculously bad scene? Let us know in the comments below.
What happened to you?
Why?
Did you enjoy this video? Check out these other clips from WatchMojo, and be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.